I grew up on my family's ranch in Northern California. My mom was a painter, and so she was always trying to encourage me to paint. As a kid, I wasn't really interested in it. It wasn't really until I got into college that I met my instructor, Mr. Kaneko. And he's the one who really exposed me to the possibilities of having a career in art. He's also the one who directed me to Art Center down in Pasadena. And while at Art Center, I studied illustration. My focus at the time was on movie poster designs. I really wanted to paint those. And living in Pasadena, I had the great opportunity of being exposed to all the arts and crafts that was all around there. And that really started just to kind of spark my interest. And it became more than that. It became a passion. After graduating from Art Center, I began a brief career as a freelance illustrator, and then worked in the video game industry as an artist and then art director. And I decided to return to one of my original passions, which was teaching. And another benefit of the teaching was that it freed me up to be able to spend more time with my family and my friends. And so I was able to return to painting in the arts and crafts. And the inspiration of the arts and crafts also affected my desire for my home. My dad and I were working on designs. We spent years just coming up with different layouts. When it came to completing the house, I then was with the task of how do I finish decorating it. And so I was looking for artwork. I was trying to find some kind of landscape block print style images that I could hang on the walls over the couches that would depict the areas of California and those regions to kind of tie in with the themes that I had done. But I couldn't find anything that really spoke to me. And then I decided, wait a minute, I'm an artist. I can create exactly what I want. I was inspired by the work of Frances Gerhardt. She was an American painter. She did woodblock prints and focused on areas of California. I just loved the work. I loved the detail that she put into it. And so with that in mind, I set off to pursue my paintings. But I wanted more depth. And so I started to explore how to create that, but yet still kind of capture that wood block print style. And so I started painting in a very more realistic approach. The brush stroke always being very important, so it has that handcrafted quality to it. I didn't want to use airbrush. It's all traditional brushwork, and even getting in there and using my finger to do some soft blending on the edges. But it has a more visceral kind of quality to the image that way. And then as I set up the painting, I create each of the different layers with a different quality to try and create that greater sense of depth when you're looking at the work, that you kind of visually kind of explore and kind of fall back into the work. While attending the National Arts and Crafts Conference in North Carolina at the Grove Park Inn, I was waiting around for the exhibits downstairs to open up and noticed upstairs the Roycroft table and had some artwork there with me, showed it to them, and after them seeing it, they encouraged me to apply for a Roycroft artisan position. I was so grateful to be accepted and to be able to call myself a Roycroft artisan. It means a lot to me to have that acceptance and accreditation. Well, I love traveling, and so my goal is to get around to each of the 50 states and come up with a design, something that's kind of quintessential to that state. And also, I love the national parks, and so I've already created one, which is Radiant Yosemite Valley, for my national park series, and I have others that are designed that I just haven't had the time to get to yet, but I can't wait to get to them.